Hi, Meg.
Hey, Aunt Claire, how's it going?
You know what? It's still going good.
It's still going good. We are both just good today.
Well, let's be real. We look exactly the same as the last recording because we just decided to record an extra question. So if anyone is wondering what's actually going on, they can just watch last week's recordings.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even try to pretend.
Yeah.
It's like, let's start.
You have to get a costume change.
I guess. Did you know that? There we go. You want it? You wanted the story? You're going to get one.
I want
Did you know that in French, like a costume in English, my understanding is it's very much like the thing you put on for a show. Like it could be like a clown costume.
Yeah.
And that's actually true in French, but there is an extra meaning to costume, which is suit. And so there has been that one occasion where my husband bought this brand new suit. He was so proud. It was the first suit that he bought that was like, made to measure or whatever. And he was like proud of himself because one, he had earned that money from hard work and he could afford it. And it was stunning. And so he's like so proud. He wants to show my parents. And then he shows my mom and my mom's like, oh, it's a superb costume. And my husband looked at me like, is she kidding? Like, superb is not great. And costume, she's calling this a costume.
And like everyone listening, Aunt Claire's husband's American. So he had no idea.
No, he had absolutely zero idea about what was going on. So that was kind of funny one. I remember him looking at me like, am I supposed to be offended here? And I was like, don't worry, that means nice suit.
Superb costume.
Also, my mom is known for being extremely honest when you ask her opinion. So he actually thought for a second that was her honest answer, the American version of that. And I was like, no. Her honest answer is she finds it nice. But that was a fun one. So there we go. That was the story.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Too funny. Yeah.
Listen, I've got so many stories on misunderstandings based on language. Some of them are highly inappropriate, but so hilarious. For another day.
It's kind of fun working with people internationally because sometimes there will be that mismatch where like language doesn't line up and then you get a little chuckle.
Oh yeah, definitely. 100% happens, still happens. And yeah, see, you're getting me started. I could go on and tell you another 10 stories, but this is not the point of this show.
Are you sure it's not?
I mean, do you want an extra one?
It's okay. Yeah. We can pass it up.
We'll keep them for another episode.
Yeah, we'll keep that on the back burner.
They will come spontaneously.
They will, yes. And this is the Megan and Claire show, so that means costumes are allowed.
Yes,
so
they are.
Our costume next time?
Oh, change of costume next time, I promise.
Clown costume.
I don't have one.
I don't need that. I'm just kidding.
I could paint my nose red though. I mean, I'm pretty sure people think I'm a clown half the time, so we're good. I embody the spirit.
Okay. Join the circus. That's what we're going to call our show from now on.
Join the circus. And I don't know. Do you want to answer a question or do you just want to have a random
question now? Let's just dive. Let's give the people what they want.
So this is a question you and I have received both in session with clients and on social media, which is, do you really eat anything and everything you want?
I'm going to say yes, 100%. I eat everything and anything I want at this point in my life post-recovery, and it is amazing.
I will side with that answer easily.
Yeah. And I think that question comes from a place of like such honesty, right? And genuine curiosity, right?
Oh, I love that question because I know when I discuss this with a client, I know that there's a lot of thought going on about what is recovery? What can this be like? What is that experience? And that curiosity is great. I love it. And also, I love that they feel comfortable enough to bring that up and to want to know the answer.
Yeah. I think that's really cool that someone is thinking like, do these recovered people really eat everything they want? Are they really doing that? Like, you can tell it's like these people have been fed diet culture and it's so hard to remove yourself from that I can understand why people would look at us and be like, do they really eat whatever they want? And honestly, it's possible to eat whatever you want freely, intuitively, and live life where that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really worth it. I don't know. What about you, Anne Claire? What do you think?
Interesting is that I often get the underlying like vibe or the follow-up question, which is like, but then it means you only eat. And then there's a list of food that they have forbidden themselves to eat on a regular basis for a long time. And I get that because those foods seem like gold, it's like when I'm allowing myself to have that, it's Christmas morning. Like it feels exciting and like, finally I have this. So of course I'm going to want this forever, maybe. Or like, how could I not want this? And this is where eating anything I want, however I want, everything I want, like phrase it however you want. But what that looks like is a variety of a bunch of things based on what I need, what I feel like, what I have available to me. And it's very relaxed in practice. It's not that intensity that was behind food in my eating disorder years and in recovery as well, right? Until I got to the point where it was a bit more relaxed. But it's not we eat all the fear foods all the time. It is also not we are not eating the fear foods anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's not one extreme, it's not the other. It's simply everything is neutral to me. And other than practicalities, of life, as in what I have in my fridge, in my cupboards, if I have a gum issue or not, those are practicalities that I take into consideration. And I know what gentle nutrition does to me, right? And I know that my body will thrive on a variety of food, but that a very flexible, gentle, like chilled approach to it. And I mean, let's be real. If I had someone ask me, do you think that's possible? I would have probably said no.
Well, you bring up a really good point, which is I think individuals who are wondering if it's real that people who are recovered eat whatever they want, I think they're assuming that all we do is eat donuts and ice cream all day, right? Like their fear food list. It's like, if now you can eat those things, aren't you just going to eat those the rest of your life and forget about vegetables and things that might be safer? And, I think it is interesting to just remember that, no, it's like, yes, fear foods that used to be like fear foods for us or whatever, they're there. They're just part of the roster, part of the menu. And we connect with them neutrally, just like we would any other food at this point. And so we're not having those. Well, I'm having them more often than I did, obviously, than when I was sick, but it's not like this main priority in my life.
Yeah. Like that's the thing, it's chill. And at the same time, there's that thing where it's like in recovery, for some, you have to intentionally challenge those fear foods, right? So let's say someone's working with us and a dietitian and other people maybe on the team, and they are neutralizing a food, and that fear food is on their meal plan, and it's like challenge, challenge, repeat, 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 repeat. And that's not how we approach it anymore. And by that, I mean, it's not you have to repeat still this many times or else it won't be neutral. It's like, I don't know if I'm making sense, but it's just completely neutralized there's just simply no overthinking about it. We also don't have to make sure, oh my God, I haven't had this fear food in a while. I have to have it or else it's going to become a fear food again, which might happen in recovery. I remember in recovery, neutralizing an item, literally being like, done, and then doing other things. And then suddenly I'm like, oh, I'm scared of that food again. How did that happen? Because I hadn't kept it, on the roster of all the things that I was eating. But that's not applicable either anymore right now.
Mm-hmm. Totally makes sense. I think you're right. Well, I know you're right. It's essentially when foods are really neutralized, you don't need to keep challenging. Nothing is a challenge at that point. And I think that's one thing we're both experiencing now is that there is no challenge around food. Yes, there's preferences. There are things we're going to try and we're not going to like, but it's not a fearful place to be in. We're not restricting things. We're open to trying new things, eating all the things. And I think that gets to another fear that comes up for people when they ask that question, can you really eat everything you want? And I think that connects to the fear of weight gain a little too. Like, I think there is this skepticism when people ask the question, can you really eat whatever you want? Because their assumption is based on diet culture that you're just going to eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and then essentially gain and gain and gain and gain, and it's never going to stop. And so this is where the idea of set point theory and intuitive eating comes into play, which is a whole different can of worms, which we should probably do another episode on it another time. But essentially, if someone watching this wondering, how is it possible that you can just eat whatever you want? I highly recommend they look into set point theory and recognize that your body wants to exist in a weight range that's optimal for it, right? And where you can eat freely and intuitively. And that's where you and I have reached in our lives, which is a huge gift to recognize that that's a place you can get to where you do have that trust that your body isn't going to drastically change because you're eating these foods.
Yeah. Like it's really down to there's no such thing as a only in recovery food. You don't do recovery, then have to go back to being on the diet and being attentive to what you eat to sort of like make it manageable or whatever. That's not a thing. And once your body has found its like happy range, it's going to like that range and you're going to sort of be there. Now, that being said, that range will also change throughout your life and that's normal. So I do want to put that out there. We're not saying you're going to be there and then suddenly if you see years later that it shifts, that there's a problem with you, that's actually normal. So I just want to put that out there too, because I've had questions around that too, where it's like, well, yeah, but then this happens. And it's like, of course, your body's not meant to stay the same when you and I are 30-ish. Our set point range is going to change in life. The thing is, it doesn't matter that much. And I'm not going to change the way I eat. I'm still going to honor as much as I can. Hopefully I don't suddenly have some sort of allergy or something showing up, but I'll always eat however, everything that I want in the same way that I am currently, regardless of what that means for my body, because I trust that my body will do what it needs to do to be the happiest it can be.
Mm-hmm. Very good point. I think the component of body acceptance is huge. Like the way you break away from fearing these foods, and essentially a lot of the reasons why these foods are fearful or fear foods. These foods are fearful. They're really afraid of you. No, I'm just kidding. These The reason why they are fear foods is because you're afraid of what they're going to do to you, whether that's to your health or your size.
Or your morality.
Yeah, your emotion. There's like, you're afraid of the impact they have.
Sometimes it's like even, oh, well, if I'm seen eating this, I will be seen as a person who is this way or that way. And I want to add here, this is a different experience for people in straight-sized bodies or larger bodies. So I'm just saying it because some people don't realize that that's true. And if that applies to you, then that sucks even more. And I can only imagine how much harder that makes it. But that's still not true. There's still no moral aspect linked to food or whatever. Like, yeah, just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, very important to just recognize we're both in straight-sized bodies, so we bring limited experience to this conversation. It's easy for us to celebrate set point when our set points are within the beauty standard range or whatever. It's harder when your genetic set point essentially naturally falls outside of that range.
100%. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's weird. I'm like, if current me went back, a good few years to past me and told her, there's such a thing like a place and time where you're going to be able to eat like anything and everything and be fine and be at peace and be happy and, all that. I think past me would like roll her eyes massively and be like, yeah, or whatever. I'm completely tripping. I like, would you have actually believed it? Or did you believe it?
No.
If someone's listening and is like, yeah, right. Give yourself some grace. It's fine if you're doubting that this is possible. Just make sure that that is not a barrier for you to challenge the thing that you need to challenge this week based on your goals with your dietitian and or coach and or therapist. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I definitely would not have thought it was possible. I was thinking I was just one of those people who would like look at dessert and gain weight, right? Like you think you are someone who's different and you can't have the freedom that you see other people have.
Of course. The unicorn effect. It's like everything's true for everyone else, not us.
Yeah.
That's true for the food, our bodies function, for compassion, for everything. It's like, yes, for everyone else. I can believe it for everyone else. Just not me.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was like, this is the hand I've been dealt. It's
like, no, sorry, humans. You're just as human as everyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
You're extraordinary for many other reasons, but your body functions the same. Ish, Ish.
Yeah.
Great. Some things change, but
well, I think that was like a pretty solid question. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
No, I think I would be going around and round in a loop. No one needs that. Not even you.
Yes, please spare us the loop. No, I'm just kidding. I love your loop.
Thank you.
All right.
And that was it.
I think that's it then. I think we can wrap this one up. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, Anne Claire.
Thank you. You too. Chat soon.
Oh, wait. And for everyone watching, we hope that you enjoy this episode of the show. Thank you for viewing. And is this coming out during the launch of the... I don't think it is. Anyway, if it's before October 1st, when you're watching this, you have a few moments left before doors to the Recovery Collective closes. So make sure if you want to join the Recovery Collective, join us over there. You'll see us all the time. Check out the links below. Boop, boop. And join us. It's my little ad spot for now. Call to action.
Join us and leave comments, like the video, share on socials and tag us. And thank you for being here with us. We love you.
Thank you. We love you. Bye.